Looking back in God's faithfulness and provision, I'm honored and grateful to be a part of this legacy of faith here at Victory. Hi, my name is Christian, and I have been a part of Victory for 19 years since I was 5 years old. I grew up in a single-parent home. My mom did a phenomenal job raising me in the church, raising me with faith, and she had great leaders from Pastor Billy Joe and Sharon Doherty. But it didn't come without challenges. We were people of faith, but sometimes it wasn't easy, just because it was hard to make ends meet sometimes. But God was always faithful. We had everything that we needed in every single season. Back when I was in 4th grade, my mom had felt that God had told her to enroll me into VCS. She said, "Lord, I'm going to go to this open house at Victory." And I remember my mom was believing for the $1,500, which was the highest scholarship at the time. They kind of gave a drum roll and they said my name. And we went, up to the front and they gave us this scholarship. And that was the moment where I really got to see God's provision for me. Well, there were moments where we couldn't pay off last year's school, and so it was looking like I wouldn't continue. But I remember God was always faithful, and He always brought someone to pay off the rest of my balance anonymously. One day, Pastor Billy Joe was walking through the halls, and he pointed me out, and he said, "You're a mighty man of God." And I will never forget that moment. Receiving that scholarship not only opened the door for me to go to VCS, but it opened the door for my mom and I to be a part of this Victory family. From Victory Kids to Victory Youth to Victory Missions to Victory Outreach, I feel like I've really gotten to know so many people here at Victory because I've been plugged in to so many spheres of Victory. I truly feel like the people here are family. Even being on staff here at Victory in the creative department, working on the stories of Victory and editing them has genuinely built my faith. And I didn't even know that while working on other people's stories of faith, God was working on mine. Last year, my wife and I were believing for a home. We had saved up for it, but we didn't have enough for our down payment. And so I remember growing up, when Pastor Billy Joe would say, "If you don't have enough, sow a seed." We were looking, where to sow, and this was last year during the pandemic. We sowed a large seed into the Tulsa Dream Center pool, and then we were like, but we're not done. God dropped it in my heart of all the times that He provided for me at VCS, where He would pay off my balances. We talked with the administration at VCS, and we were able to sow a seed and keep 2 people who were looking like they were going to have to leave VCS because their parents lost their jobs. And so we sowed into them, and they were able to continue their journey of faith. And so after finding nothing in our price range for a couple of months, we were notified the day this house was available. We went to see it and put an offer along with 8 other people that day. And the very next day, we got the house. And it's actually the first house that I've ever lived in, so it feels like a huge mansion to me. And being a part of Victory for all these years, I have not only seen the legacy of faith that they have, but now I am a carrier of that legacy of faith. And it has truly blessed my life. My name is Christian McPherson, and this is Victory.